Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for that delay. We are onto our second Legends quarterfinal winners bracket game between Isa-kun and Edldin today. Isa currently rolling 64, Edldin rolling 24. The highest seed winning the roll, as expected. Oh, by the way, today I'm joined with Sneaky Golem. Say hi, Sneaky Golem.
Yo, what is up, guys? It is my first time joining for SAOT7, the co-cast with Adam. For those of you who have seen the previous matches, I am still in the tournament in the lower brackets going into the semi-final weekend, but I am happy to be here on the staff team for casting this match.
So yeah, afternoon game, 4 o'clock. I don't think we've streamed this early before, but it's quite a nice time actually. It's not too late. Don't have to rush to eat supper or don't have to starve. Usually people have lunch, but not quite dinner during the SAOT times. But yeah, hello chat. Thank you for joining us today. I see Zaba, I see Himi G, Sneaky Golem. Yep. The Sneaky Golem you were DMing yesterday. But yeah, Edldin starting off with a DT3 Protect, and then DT3 was the old kind of alternating burst AL9 DT that we saw a lot of players actually pick and play, albeit not at the highest level. But you gotta fight fire with fire. Isa immediately transitioned to a no mod 5 Protect. Very fire. First ban. Isa ban. For those who don't know, Isa-kun, one of our top ZA players. Is he top 10? I don't think he's top 10. But
Not anymore.
Not anymore, yeah. He was up there. Crazy. I think he has a 500 PP, or quite a few, or at least one.
Yeah. I think he did, but he might have lost it in rework.
But yeah, quite a formidable player, and Edldin as well. His top player is like 470 on a DT Vampire one. And
Loki, this match is going to be really interesting because I think both of these players are like really similar in the kind of way that they play tourneys. They're both very consistent, like across the board for different mod combinations. I think Issa has just spent a bit more time, refining the gimmick picks, the small CS, the hard rock 2, the hidden 2, the low AR, that kind of stuff. But honestly, these two could go like toe-to-toe on basically any of the other like general picks. No mod 1, no mod 3, no mod 4. It's like completely up in the air who's gonna win.
Yeah, this is why this is one of the must-stream matches for me personally. Especially in this kind of a quote-unquote low SR pool. Hard rock was only like 6.4, 6.5 stars. These players are bound to definitely just FC things, whether it is the gimmick, whether it's the aim, whether it is the reading. I have strong faith in these players. But yeah, onto the banning phase. Isa-kun actually banning the Hard Rock 3 first. And Edldin opting for Hard Rock 1 ban as one of his. Sorry, let's toggle over the map real quick. And red banning Hard Rock 3, blue banning Hard Rock 1, and no mod 1. Interesting ban from Edldin. I guess, against a higher ranked player, you still don't want to gamble that.
Not even just that, just the no mod 1. I mean, we've seen some of Isa-kun's aim scores. I think the most notable one, Kikari Naki Barajuji, his aimness, which is number 1 ZA, which is an absolutely ridiculous aim score. So, me personally, that no mod 1 is never seeing the light of day against him.
Yeah, most certainly. the miscount on that score is just, you know, did he even miss on that score? I don't think he did.
Yeah. It's an 8 miss.
Okay, yeah. Still, very mental score, and Isakun retaliating with a no more 3 ban, you know, banning Edldin's ult. Very makes a lot of sense here. Knowing Edldin, wouldn't say full out, but his, you know, if you ever check country leaderboards on maps, he will have a score on almost every alt map. And wow, what is this that we see? Well, you don't see it yet, but Edldin choosing the enemy's protect, Isakun's protect first. No mod 5 being picked.
Crazy pick to just like come straight out of the board.
Yeah, Edldin basically saying, "What? I am you, but better. Now I am not scared." This will be interesting. Remember, this is Isakun's protect, and Edldin picking it. Edldin seed 6, Isakun seed 3. Without wasting any more seconds, I think the players are going to ready up now. Ready when you're up again. Okay. Yeah, I'm also reffing the lobby, so that's why the progress is a bit slow. Interesting pick indeed. Low AR. Their AR 8.1.
I wonder how this is going to play out, because I don't think I've seen a lot of, you know, the gimmicky picks out of Edldin. I'm not sure how much better he is at low AR no mod since the last time I've seen him play in tournaments, but I guess we'll find out.
Yes, indeed. This no mod 5 coming right in. Right now, accuracy advantage for Isakun. And score gap as well, leaning around 10k, as we can see. But hey, it's a 2-minute 35 map, and there must be a reason why Isa protect this and why Edldin choosing this.
And immediately out of the first quarter of the map, we see that Isa with the slight AC advantage. Both players still holding strong with the full combo of 4% AC advantage actually for Isa. Quite a noticeable score gap being formed in the early stages, coming up on the halfway mark in this map.
Yeah, impressive. I don't think we've seen a player holding FC this comfortably with such high accuracy in yesterday's game. You know, 94%, 95% almost. A rank FC. Edldin lacking 5% behind now, still holding on to an FC, waiting for that turnover break any moment in this first diff spike section. The difficulty lies within the slider velocity and slider shapes actually. You kind of forget you have to aim to the end of the slider at these kind of maps. And we saw Isakun aiming a 50, picking very early, almost missing on that note. Score gap still hovering around 60k-ish.
Went into this second Ki in the last quarter of the map. Both players still holding. Isakun gonna be dropping combo. Both players getting a combo reset, but still the accuracy and score advantage in the hands of Isa. But that score gap is starting to widen again as combo builds up for both these players. Getting another combo reset, still a massive accuracy gap. I don't think Edldin can come back with the amount of map that's left.
Yeah, unfortunately, Isa broke first, but Edldin followed suit right after, and essentially nullifying that score effect. Very close though. In terms of the performances, but the score gap was tell another story. 56k score difference, 5% accuracy deficit throughout. First point, break point goes to Isakun. The protect does favor, the map does favor the protector. GG, well played to Isa.
Man, and what an interesting strategy from Edldin, because I could see where he was coming from, you know, being that confident in his combo, picking into the Protect, trying to get that early point advantage on the Protect that you would, you know, imagine Issa would be more comfortable on, but it just wasn't enough for the accuracy gap.
Yeah, W score all around indeed. He's actually astonished that Edldin could play the map, but I think it was actually quite expected. Just play the game, you know. No mod 5 is mere child's play if you can read. But okay, after that breakpoint, we will opt for no mod 4 tech.
You know, quite a standard pick for Issa, I think. He's pretty well versed in tech and just no mod in general. I think that's where he finds the most comfort in.
Yeah, and even in these kind of 154 BPM, like almost ult, he can also weave through them. Well, he says he can't feel his hands, but like we know that's a lie. At least a 700k score from both players. That's my
these
prediction.
players coming to lose the bracket, hell no, bro. That's what I'm saying. I'm so cooked.
Bro. I mean, yesterday Frost Wizard got not quite dethroned. You know, he got sent to the losers bracket as well. So.
Yeah, this is probably the worst time to lose a match. And also, I think I played the loser of Mate and Wild. So either which way, I'm probably gonna get cooked. But you know.
Yeah. But back onto the map. Right now, both players FCing with quite high accuracy, especially Edldin 99. Haven't seen this in a while.
Yeah, I think the beginning combo up until the first Ki is like relatively straightforward, you know, not too fast slider velocity. You know, catching the slider ends is going to be somewhat easy. Dropping a couple hundreds here and there is going to be kind of expected, but now we go into the first Ki, dropping a couple of hundreds on Edldin's side, accuracy about the exact same for both players. Edldin losing the AC advantage actually, both players still holding combo completely.
Indeed, the slider velocity has certainly picked up, packing quite a punch, dropping quite a few slider ends for both players, now hovering around 95-ish accuracy, and I mean, there's basically no clear score margin. You know, right now it's Edldin by, well, the next moment it's Isakun by 2,000 points, but we are seeing both players approaching 700 combo mark in the halfway, with 150 seconds left on the board. Who is going to break first on this 5.5 star map? And I mean, accuracy right now is slightly favoring Isakun with a high 96. 1% behind is Edldin. But the second Ki section will come now after these slow section into triples.
Yeah, and holding combo now into the last third of the map. Any break here would be absolutely devastating to the score. And now we're seeing accuracy going up on both players actually, but still that big AC advantage for Issa. And Edldin finding a combo reset? No, okay. Yeah, Issa just continuing to hold into this ending. It is completely... He just has the steering wheel in his hand. He's driving this match home. Still holding the combo with that axe slightly falling back to match Edldin.
Yeah, this is the 700k I was talking about. 720 right now for Isakun. Over 1200 combo, and unfortunately Edldin still S rank, by the way. He only slider broke on one silly slider, but that's the caliber of play we are right now at quarterfinals. One silly mistakes can net to the loss, and Isakun will finish with 847,000 score, 95.55 ag. Edldin ending with 0.3 higher AC, but that one unfortunately placed Sada break, placing him in the back foot. 2 points now in the lead for Isakun.
And just coming out swinging with such insane scores on the No Mod 5 and the No Mod 4. Issa is just performing out of his mind. And keep in mind, Edldin's scores would have probably netted him a win against basically anyone else that has played thus far in the quarterfinals, which is insane to consider how high level both of these players are playing right now.
Yeah, this is one of the primary reason why we start off the pool low SR, and eventually the jump is gonna be huge because you're gonna realize the brackets. Like, what do you mean you have to pick and choose between Mate and Wild? You know, personally, I'll choose Wild. Yep. But then Mate, like, he's still like an insane aimer, you know. And today, Isakun and Edldin, one of them will be sent to losers brackets, and we already saw last night, Frost Wizard got sent to the losers brackets. So that's why we kind of always start off slow and we build up that momentum. And eventually the later stage of SAOT matches really begin to look like a country tournament. But yeah, Edldin now not wasting any spare change, going on to DT2, the 230 BPM tapping pick.
Both players coming out of the start holding about the same accuracy. Oh, actually, Issa dropping quite a lot more than Edldin. Edldin holding up to 94 now, is on 91. But both players still holding quite comfortably. It doesn't seem like either of them are exceptionally uncomfortable on this kind of aim with this tapping check. Oh, and as I say that, Edldin finding a break on a burst. Still with the AC advantage, but Issa just continuing to hold that combo, building up on 500 combo now. Edldin trying to build back up. But as the map goes on, it's just going to be harder and harder to make up that combo deficit, especially coming right out of the gates. 20k score lead about for Issa. Accuracy starting to get better on both players. 95 on Edldin as we get into the second third of the map. 94 on Issa. Still holding that combo, 700 combo deep. Approaching the halfway mark now. Edldin building up that combo back, but that gap is just so huge. He's going to need Issa to break somewhere and fast. And as I said, that Edldin again finding more breaks, completely resetting his combo with this. Oh, and Issa completely misreads again. Both players with a combo reset, but a pretty significant score advantage on the side of Issa, but Edldin with a 3% AC advantage. I don't know.
Oh. And a well-placed break, relieving that stress on the fingers, but rapidly elevating the stress levels in the mental. Edldin knows he can definitely win his pick back with that 3% AC advantage, but, you know, combo tells a different story. It's only slight 40 margin. However, with 1/3 of the map left, there's one more last div spike, and 59k, I think there is still enough map for that score turnover, but Issa needs to play perfect. And Edldin breaks on nothing again on the starting of the bursts. Isakun maintaining his score lead despite the lower accuracy. Better tapper wins. As long as Isakun doesn't Seamus, I think he holds onto his second breakpoint. And I mean, I was really expecting Edldin to win DT2. Especially with Edldin always so well versed in his DT maps, but I guess today is not the day. And yeah, score gap still exceeding Isakun with another 800 combo. It almost seems like he has never missed. And with that last few bursts, he does miss, but you know, it is what it is. 76,000 score more than Edldin. He got 900 combo twice throughout a 1,800 combo map.
Yeah, this is just insane performance from Issa that we're seeing now. I mean, holding that combo so strong, both at the start and at the end. Missing in the halfway was probably the best place for him to miss. If he had missed any later, Edldin could have built up that combo again and taken that score advantage with that accuracy, but Jesus. This is
95.17.
probably the closest match that doesn't feel close at all because Issa is up 3-0. Both of these players are just playing absolutely insane right now.
Issa said his screen froze in the middle actually, so it wasn't a. So that's why the 4 chainments was actually an input latency. That's crazy.
Yeah, I did notice his aims like snap to the left on one of those bursts. But that's insane. I wonder if it wasn't for that screen tear, if he would have just FC'd the rest of the map.
And Edldin, you know, he was finding some rudimentary mistakes as well. I think at some points he was over-aiming, and some points he was aiming slightly too, like, you know, off the circle. Because he was definitely tapping that rhythm. He was definitely tapping it, you know, 230, he nailed that. Unfortunately, the misses were coming in pairs as well. So it shows it was most likely a misaim. But hey, Edldin, get your head back in the game. Best of 11, first to 6 game. Still a lot of maps left on the board. Many DTs, a few hard rocks, a few nomads, and now we are first tapping into our first HD as well. HD2, written in the stars, chosen by Issa-kun. Raw aim, adjusted AR8 aim, map. See how Edldin does on this.
Yeah, and another one of those gimmick picks that I think slightly favor Issa, you know, because of his time that he's put into playing all these gimmicks. Edldin also Issa finding an early break out of the board, but Edldin also not shabby in any way, shape or form at these gimmicks. But yeah, Edldin holding 99 out of the first 100 combo in the map, Issa finding a couple hundred drops and a very early combo reset, but that shouldn't be extremely significant as the map goes on. Accuracy kind of middling, score gap in favor of Edldin right now, both players holding. As we go into the first Ki. Ooh, Edldin finding a big break right at the start. And his accuracy is just, chain missing! And his accuracy has just gone down like minus 4% at this point from where he started at the beginning of this map.
Yeah, it was so good. You know, matching Issa-kun's pacing, even with a score advantage for a moment, but now Issa-kun now completely detecting the pace of the game. Looking forward to that 4-0, 97.6% AC FC. And I mean, hitting the div spike suggests you will comfortably hit the second div spike as well. And Edldin, it takes a miracle to FC till the end. And what can you do if your opponent's just gonna FC to the end as well? Oh! But as I said, that kind of jinxed both players. Issa-kun missing on the double stack and Edldin missing right afterwards with only 1/3 of the map left. 127,000 score difference. Issa-kun making multiple mistakes though, giving Edldin the leeway to make a comeback, but 2% accuracy deficit as well on a map that doesn't have a lot of combo, especially most of the nodes are just point and click, and Edldin finding misses on nothing again and again. Issa-kun solidifying his lead right now onto the last quarter of the map. And I mean, what can you do?
Yeah. I did basically 3% ag gap. Edldin not able to hold any combo into this end as Issa just rides up on 200 combo, up reaching that 500k score mark to get into the slow bit of the ending. Just absolutely unfortunate. It's non-stop finding those random misaims. Issa finally dropping combo again, but at this point it's far too late. Accuracy and combo just completely fell apart on the side of Edldin. And now Issa taking his 4th point in a row since this match has started. 500k score, 97.5% on the hidden 2. I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, 13 misses from Edldin, not looking too pretty, not looking too hot. But Edldin's turn to pick. Already exchanging GG well played in chat. It's not over until it's over. We still have 2 more HD, 2 more DT, including a DT3 Protect from Edldin. I wonder when we're gonna see that come in. And no more 187 BPM stream map as well on the table. And the last 2 free mods untouched thus far.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised at the pool that they left open. They kind of didn't want to leave anything that could be up to chance, any of the consistency maps. But a lot of the gimmicks stayed. Hard Rock 2, Hidden 2, and DT2. And it's quite interesting to see that both of these players are more willing to try and duel out on the gimmick picks. Even though they're both such good consistency players, I think just because they kind of know that it would just be a pure battle of attrition if they were to go the route of consistency. Now, Edldin picking the DT3, the low AR, alternating with 270 burst checks, very old style mapping. Quite interesting pick, but in dire straits for Edldin, now down 4-0. Kind of has to make or break plays.
Indeed. Using your Protect when you're down 4-0 might be one of the best plays, however, not the one of the best plays in this scenario. But certainly I wouldn't want to be in his shoes right now. Usually want to use your Protect to really secure that first point or solidify a lead. Right now he's playing catch up. But, Hard Rocks, I think, are still left open. And free mods with Edldin are more than able to do. And yeah, we see Isakun finding multiple misses right off the bat. Not quite his flavor of jam. And Edldin, he's kind of cracked out on this kind of maps, I have to admit. The real gimmicky DT player.
Not just that, his comfort on this kind of aim, the very old style mapping, the very linear geometric aim with these alternating patterns, still holding Issa, finding another combo reset. Accuracy still in the favor of Edldin, still holding combo, 350 combo into the chorus of the song. I mean, this is looking especially dominant from Edldin. I can see why this is his Protect. 400 combo and growing. Issa just not able to hold onto combo, even though he has a slight accuracy advantage. Clean 90% for Edldin on the board, still holding onto that combo.
Yeah, I can see why people would think Issa actually topped this, but maps with DT are actually very hard. You can duplicate the stats, but the moment you have DT on it, it just makes the map a whole different breed. And Edldin, has basically been playing everything with DT since he's out of the womb. And yeah, unfortunately missing on that 272 BPM burst. But Issa also finds a trade miss on that section. And I mean, Edldin is doubling Issakun's score right now. One of the most dominant performances we've seen in this entire game. We've seen a lot of close performances. It's always been Issa pipping him at the post, but now Edldin finally showing his true colors. This is what I am capable of.
Yeah, and I mean, who knows, maybe getting this point on the board will give Edldin that extra boost that he needs to start getting into his step, getting more points in this match. He's gonna go into the ending. Might act disadvantage, but at this point I think it does not matter. Cleanly securing the Protect pick point, going up 4-1. Edldin finally getting on the board. Very, very good display of control for both aim and tapping from Edldin. It's struggling to find meaningful combo even into the ending. Slightly building up that accuracy, but what a performance from Edldin on this map.
It's just actually so clean. Now, AR9 with this kind of node density is very difficult to read, mind you. It might not look like it, but trust me, what Edldin is doing here is a work of art. Beautiful, beautiful cursor control. And yeah, first point goes to... first point for Edldin, breaking out of the eggshell here. Next pick though for Isakun, Edldin will have to win around 2 breakpoints. I think 3 breakpoints actually to equalize the scoreline. But for now, this is what we have to deal with. HD3.
Quite an interesting pick from Issa. I think this is kind of leaning into the consistency that Issa is kind of known for. It's a very tapping, heavy, rhythm check map with a bit of aim control. I'm wanting to say that Issa is a little bit favored on this, but I know that Edldin does play a lot of maps like this in solo play. Especially on like country leaderboards, you'll see him playing a lot of, pretty mechanic heavy maps with hidden, sometimes with hard rock. I would think this is a probably pretty neck and neck battle on this map.
Yeah, you basically took the words right out of my mouth. Edldin, it's I actually favor Edldin on this kind of map. But you have a point on Issa's consistency, aim consistency. This one does not just have ult, this one does not just have tapping. It has aim that strongly favors Isakun. And even if Edldin likes to play this kind of maps, in a tournament setting, in a 5.79 star map, the moment you miss in the center of a map, and when your opponent doesn't miss, it's kind of just over. So let's see if we are going to see the performances or the results of the first 4 maps, the way Edldin tries his best, setting a very high score, but Isakun beating him, or Isakun will actually struggle due to his inexperience in this kind of funky aim tap hybrid.
Yeah, I mean, coming out of the first quarter of the map, both players looking comfortable. Edldin finding an early break on that 300 combo mark. That's going to be a pretty hefty score disadvantage, and the ACK disadvantage is pretty comfortably 2% ACK ahead. I mean, both these players' aim look pretty comfortable on these patterns, but like, it's still holding through those back and forths as we go into these harder patterns. Ooh, the big sliders, no one misses! Oh, Edldin almost slow slided on that. Ooh.
I mean, we talked about this.
Yes.
Edldin finding one just random miss, random side break, random combo break, setting him back by over 100,000. Another miss from Edldin, and now Issa is just running away with 600 combo, Silver S, 97% FC. Like, what? Oh my days, Isakun. And this section is pure mechanics. There's not much ults or finger control happening. It's pure aim. So it would be right to say Isakun claims his 5th point.
And hitting that wiggle going into the last third of the map, just not showing any signs of slowing down. 800 combo, 97.5% accuracy on a map like this is actually just absurd. And I mean, if I'm Edldin, punching, throwing rocks at a giant at this point. It's just showing why he placed so high last year at SAOT6. And actually was also the person who sent Hans to the lower bracket last year at SAOT6. I mean, this score is just absolutely mental. 1,000 combo, 97.5, still holding into the ending 800k score. This is just absurd from Issa. This is probably the single most dominant map that we have ever seen, or have seen in this quarterfinal so far. Jesus.
Okay.
FC?
On this?
What?
971,000 Silver S Isakun FC. Not quite perfect combo, but what the hell? Over double Edldin's score on match point now for Isakun. And even last night, we didn't see such a performance. We saw Heart and Frost Wizard actually breaking on the Div Spike stream section. And like, the sad thing is, Edldin also hit that. Edldin only found 2 miss and 1 side break throughout the map, and it's just unfortunate his opponent today is Isakun in his top form.
Yeah, and I mean 400k on this map is not any like easy task. You know, I think when I was playing this map, my first couple of runs, I was barely able to get a 300k score, and just getting 400k, but over double that in FC on the hidden 3 is just absolutely absurd. Now, Edldin deciding to pick the No Mod 2 187 BPM stream stamina. I wonder, Issa is pretty decent at streams, but I wonder if the stamina might be in favor of Edldin, because we saw his comfort on some of those tapping picks, and Issa's, you know, relatively lower AC on that DT2, so I wonder if this is the right call from Edldin.
Yeah, I don't know. The best way to really test that out in a tournament setting is to pick a No Mod 2 right after a DT2 to really hammer that tapping point home. But we've kind of let the fingers relax a little bit. Edldin forced to make, you know, a lot of decisions here, correct decisions to force a tiebreaker. And No Mod 2 might be the best one on the board. You know, it's No Mod, it's consistency, not too much aim involved for Isakun to really drive that advantage home, and Edldin just need to focus up and do a chilled drum and bass 187 BPM stream map. And I don't know if you know, but last week he actually FC'd I think he FC'd the No Mod 2. No, he FC'd the DT2. But he was doing very well on one of the picks last week. So certainly a pocket skill set that people forget Edldin is capable of. But let's see. Isakun now with a SS, also formidable in the tapping department.
Ooh, dropping a couple of hundreds out the first quarter, dropping a chain of hundreds, giving the AC advantage back to Edldin. But they're still holding very comfortably.
Wow.
It's finding a break under, understreaming on that one pattern. Ooh, now big AC advantage and combo advantage in the hands of Edldin as we get into the halfway of the map. The bridge, pretty easy combo to make up here. Not really any worries for dropping accuracy, like 3 and 5 node bursts. But yeah, 95 on Issa, he's trying to recover 300 combo, but Edldin is just continuing to hold his accuracy, is just climbing higher and higher, 98.8, 700 combo deep, still basically perfectly playing all these streams. Issa dropping more hundreds, that accuracy is just not keeping up. Edldin still holding, making it all the way to the last third of the map on that FC, 98.7. Very comfortable. Issa finding a couple of breaks. They both get to see each other's scores. I mean, there might be a chance if Edldin just falls apart on this ending, but 900 combo deep into this ending, I think it's over. I think Edldin finally claiming his second point on the board. His accuracy still climbing, gonna hit that 99. Woo. Completely SSing those space streams, still SSing them. It's a full chain missing the ending. What is Edldin's? Okay, and he finally drops.
Oh,
Jesus.
oh.
Okay, both of these players are holding no punches, just completely throwing haymakers at one another, trying to completely stomp the other one down. I mean, yeah, what a map.
For a second, that was gonna top the Slowpoke score on this map. The way he hit that disc spike with 90, he entered that disc spike with 99 AC, and if he FC'd that, that would immediately become the best No Mod 2 play thus far in this tournament. And yeah, thank you, Shoma. Edldin did FC last week's No Mod 2, so yeah, Edldin's streaming ability is top notch, at least this to this point. But you know, Isakun 372k, also not bad. It's just the Chambers at the end sacrificed a lot of score of his.
And Issa coming out now with the hidden 1 pick. And I honestly I don't mind this hidden one, you know, another kind of, you know, tapping oriented map with like uh a lot of consistency on those alternating patterns and the rhythm changes. I wonder, I think Issa is probably favored on this because of the aim requirements as well. You know, those kind of overall mechanics, the aim control with the tapping control on hidden as well. You know, this is kind of what Issa, you know, dominated on that hidden 3 with. But we will see.
Yeah, I don't want this cinema of a match to be over yet. But if Issa is the better player, then he should progress. Let's see, Edldin need 2 more breakpoints to force a tiebreaker. And it starts here, 194. A lot of triples, a lot of time signature changes, a lot of awkward aim, linear aim even, and slider control. Starting off the map very well. Both play on identical accuracy as well. Score difference basically null. I don't know how Bancho is calculating this, but yeah, they have identical accuracy. Okay, but there we
accuracy,
go.
Identical combo. Edldin dropping a couple hundreds, even that ACK advantage over to Issa. And I mean, this map is not short by any means. 3 minutes 30 seconds drain time. You know, there's quite a lot of opportunity to make up for, you know, little slips on that accuracy. But 99.5 from Issa on 400 combo already out the first quarter of the map is actually insane. Now into this first Ki, both players still holding fairly strong. Edldin dropping a couple hundreds here and there, finding a chain miss on that space burst there. Ooh. And that's going to be huge. Issa also finding a break. Both players with the combo reset. Accuracy advantage still on the side of Issa. Edldin with a little bit of combo advantage now. But that score gap is going to be hard to bring down unless Issa finds more breaks or drops accuracy. And we come into the halfway points of the map now. 95, 96 ACK on Edldin, 98 on Issa. Both players about the same combo now.
Yeah, that brutal Kia section on the tapping, catching both players off guard, around 70 combo difference right now. And Edldin, another slider miss. Issa Kuno so good with these kind of aim though, 98% accuracy still, holding on that 40, 50k score difference. And with only 60 seconds left on the board, there's not much notes left for Edldin to work with. And Issa needs to find a break now, and I mean it now, Edldin to even have a fighting chance.
Issa just holding into the last third of the map, 98% accuracy, such a huge combo advantage. This is looking bleak for Edldin. Issa would have to completely fall apart on this ending for Edldin to stand any chance. But remember, the biggest diff spike of this map is in the ending with the finger control and those big space bursts that we're going to get into right now. But 100k score is a lot to ask of Edldin to make up right now. Both players going into this diff spike. Issa still holding, and Edldin finding a combo reset, and that is just it. That is the nail in the coffin. 6-2 Issa to Edldin, showing absolute dominance this match. Some maps were especially close at the beginning of this match, but as we got later into these picks, as they got more desperate for these points, Issa finally dropping combo again. 98 to 96 ACK. Probably gonna hit 600k score on this hidden one. That is just absurd. I mean, what a dominant performance from Issa-kun, and GG's to him as well. 6-2 over Edldin. This was a barn burner of a match.
Yeah, it's so weird though. It feels like it is a 6-2. If you check the match cost, almost like it shouldn't be this different of a score margin. But yeah, as you said, as we get to the later stages of the game, the players start to really differentiate their skill sets. You know, Isakun really starts to shine in what he can do, and Edldin also retaliating on his 2 powerful punches, Nomar 2 and DT3. He proved to himself, to everyone that he cannot be discredited, even against a formidable foe like Isakun. And yeah, glad we have these players in our country, you know, making SAOT the livelier to watch. But hey, GG well played to Isakun. We will see him in next week's semi-finals. And yeah, Edldin will be moving down to the losers bracket. So this won't be the end of them yet. And basically, that's all for now. Thanks for joining me, Chakisi.
No problem. Thank you for having me. And have a good rest of your day, everybody.
Yeah, we'll see if there are some more interesting division matches to stream, if I have time. If I don't, then yeah, you know, maybe Sunday. I think we would want to stream Starbucks versus Combo at some point. I think that takes place either on Monday or Sunday. So stay tuned. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye.